Hello and welcome to another 4-Minute Muppet Madness, your daily roundup of the latest and greatest news surrounding Manchester United. I haven't been doing these every single day. I've been trying, but some days there just hasn't been enough, and getting back to work after a few things has just been a lot. But there are some good things to discuss, some things that are finally moving today. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get into that because I think that there's things are starting to happen. Things are starting to kind of shake loose. And even though they're still taking their time, once we get into the, everybody comes back from the tour, things are going to, I think, increase in momentum and actually get done. But let's look at what we've got. First and foremost, we'll talk about this one from Florian Plettenberg. He says that West Ham have now reached a verbal agreement with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Personal terms agreed. No agreement with United yet. He says there's about an 8 million gap, something like that. This is one, obviously, we've been talking about saying, look, as soon as they can agree personal terms, that should help move things along, that they hadn't been agreed yet, but he gave his willingness to join. This will help. The issue is if they've raised their offer there and they've lowered their offer to United, they need to reach some sort of balance, and they've had some disagreement on that. So hopefully we see this actually move forward now. Mazraoui is ready to go, essentially, and should get done pretty quickly. Another thing here, this is, João Neves, but within this article, which you can't see from Tanzi Loic, it says that, basically when this happens, when United, when PSG getting João Neves done, they've actually softened their stance on Manuel Ugarte and would even consider a loan plus option. So that is something to think with. As we've kind of been talking about, once this happens and things move along, it should make getting Ugarte easier. United's still in the market. That leads us to our next one, which is Fulham have made a 20 million bid for Mctominay, rejected at this point, but talks are open. And I've been talking about this one a lot since the weekend. I mentioned it on that Saturday night really late. I mentioned it again Monday, again Tuesday, because it was for a reason, because this is what was happening. United are very willing to sell him. You can see here, they've kind of, United are softening from 30, 40 million before to 25 million. And that's sort of the point. They're happy to let him go at a good price if he wants to go. And he does want a bigger role. That was something we've been talking about a long time leading up to this, that he would want to consider his future and somewhere where he can play more. And at Fulham, he will get that. And that's why they think that that will happen. Can't stop talking about this one because this will unlock the ability to spend in the midfield. Talks are continuing. United are willing to make a deal there. 5 million apart. I think this one should happen. It really should. Gap closer. They need to be able to move on signings. It's a big profit. Would allow us to move in the midfield and, of course, potentially at center back too, where we don't have a lot of news beyond everything else. And Melissa Reddy here says, the same on the bid, but also says, same thing here, wants to be a regular starter. Fulham believe he's interested in that challenge, and there's confidence that can be reached. When you're 5 million apart, I think both clubs are going to feel pretty good about this. If Mctominay wants to go, then I think this is something that will get done. So it's moving. Wan-Bissaka inches closer. Scott McTominay getting closer. João Neves to PSG done. So for some of the main targets like Mazraoui, Ugarte, we should start to see some movement. There are new talks set to happen on Ugarte, so we'll get a new idea of PSG's stance hopefully soon and see if there's a viable deal there now. But especially once McTominay goes, then it opens the door to a lot more options. Maybe it is. Maybe we do take a loan and obligation. We can spend that money to fix it center back. So discuss all of this in the videos today, yesterday. Worth watching. But that's the major news for today to look at. That's what I've got. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on. See you in the next video.